Welcome to Week and Geek, your new comics preview for January 23rd. I'm Mike Ortiz.
And I'm the Chris Brown.
What do you got?
I'm going to lead off with Avengers number 3. This is Jonathan Hickman's restart of the Avengers here. It's been kind of a cool story. They're fighting a new villain, ex-Nihilo, and they're on Mars, and essentially the Avengers are doomed. They've got some of them trapped, and Cap's trying to put a team together to rescue them, I guess. Hickman's really good at planting seeds for what's going on, and it looks like there are a lot of threads and a lot of things happening here. Certainly not as many threads as it looks like they got going in New Avengers.
Right.
That looks like he set up a lot of weird stuff
this
in
is
that.
the big book. New Avengers is a small group of the Illuminati.
He is set forth a lot of threads, though.
Oh, yeah, but this is the one that's basically going to feature essentially
everyone, right? Yeah, at various times. Spider-Man's on the cover, even though he's going to get booted, right? Because he's superior to everyone else. Isn't Spider-Man getting booted?
Yeah, but this probably happened before that.
All right. Yeah. Then we've got Deadpool number 4. This is written by Brian Posehn and Jerry Dugan. I love this cover. It's Deadpool fighting Abraham Lincoln in a boxing ring. That's good stuff. This has been fun. This is Deadpool trying to kill zombie presidents. Some black magic has resurrected the dead presidents as zombies who are now going to try and remake America because, America's in the dregs. So they're going to try and fix us, but they're zombies and crazy. So it's been fun. And the only person that could possibly, Avenger-wise, that could kill a bunch of presidents, Deadpool. They can't have Cap do it.
No, that would look really bad.
Yeah, that's bad for business. You don't do that. So you get Deadpool to kill all the presidents. And it's been pretty fun. Yeah. I've rather enjoyed it. And I'm not a Deadpool guy, but I've been digging it. Then I've got Chew number 31. This pretty much is the first issue of Bad Apples, a new story arc. This, I guess, last issue was our midway point. We're going 60 issues. I don't want to ruin your fun, but something kind of traumatic happened in issue 30. And issue 31 picks up, let's just say at the funeral of that character. But cover is not the funeral of that character because that character is on the cover. So it's kind of neat. It takes you from one place, the funeral of said previous character, and then goes back in time a little bit to another funeral and sets the stage for what's going on and gets Tony Chu back in the FDA. And now we're halfway through our story, and now we're going to begin the second half and move towards that conclusion. They're fighting the essentially Sylar of this universe. Sylar from Heroes was taking everybody's powers. This vampire that's kind of been taking out some of these people with these food-related, eating-related abilities, he essentially is the same thing that Tony is. But he's figured out if he kills these people and eats people with other powers, he can take their powers. And he tries to do that to aforementioned previous dead character, and it doesn't quite work out. If you didn't read that 30, it's fun. It's kind of neat the way the person prevents the vampire from getting their powers. Sort of interesting. Because there's one thing that doesn't affect Tony's powers, and that's beets. So this person eats beets so that he can't get their powers. Because they can already see that it's going to happen to them. And really a great issue. Really kind of traumatic, but great. And then this 31 is a nice lead into what's going to happen for the rest of the series, I guess.
Up on this book.
You really do. I was behind on it, and I finally caught up, and I love it again. I am full in love with this book. Great stuff. Then I've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Secret History of the Foot Clan, number 2. This is the origins of the Foot. This is how they arise and what goes on. And of course, there's some fighting of turtles and whatnot. And so imagine this is also going to have some beginnings of Shredder in there as well. Cool stuff. I really like what IDW is doing with the Turtles. They're doing a great job. Then I've got issue number 4 of Ursa Minor. This is by our friends over there at Big Dog Inc. I really like this book. This is about a werebear. It's got strippers and werepeople, werewolves and werebears, and how do you not love that? It's been really, really good stuff. I think the art is solid and the story's really cool. I think Tom's a really talented writer. He does some really, really fun stuff, and I'm liking that book. So you should check out Ursa Minor. Another book from Tom and our friends over there at Big Dog is Legend of Oz, The Wicked West. This is the ongoing series, issue number 3. This has been a really, really cool book. I'm actually, I just finished the miniseries, so I'm a couple issues behind on the ongoing. I got to get caught up on this one. But I love the way the previous series ended, and I really like that they're going to do an ongoing with this. It deserves it. It's Oz. You got a great little world to work with, and Tom has sort of retooled it as this really interesting Western, and I like it. It's good. Revival number 6. This book is really, really interesting. I really like it. It kind of started out as someone, all these people come back to life. They get people who die in this particular time frame get brought back to life. It may have something to do with some alien that's in this town. We don't really know. The town's been quarantined, but the one of the sheriff's deputy's sisters, we don't really know how she died. There's some mystery there, and she looks like she's losing her mind and sewing a superhero costume in this one. So I guess this is about to take another strange twist, another strange turn. It's by Tim Seeley, who does Hack Slash, or, a lot of people know him for Hack Slash, and he does some really strange stuff there. Good book. I like it. Then I've got Mars Attacks the Transformers. We've been talking about all these Mars Attacks, the IDW universe. This one should be interesting. Martians fighting Transformers. I haven't read any of IDW's Transformers stuff, but I'll read this because I really like Mars Attacks. This is being written by Shane McCarthy, who I don't know. Maybe he's writing one of the Transformers books. I'm not really sure. But I'm certainly willing to give it a try. Then my next here is 2 books that probably, my next 3 books could all have been top. But we'll get 2 leading up to that top book. X-O Manowar number 9. This is the prelude to Planet Death, in which I guess he's going to be fighting all kinds of, of characters from the Vine. There's some stuff going on. We already got the little prelude in the previous issue of X-O, which I think is probably going to be in this issue where they're torturing his barbarian friend that he got abducted with. But Eric is also kind of on Earth now and starting to establish himself, but it looks like there's maybe another armor. So they send some more armors after him, and then lead into this big story that they got going on, which I don't know if that's going to end up tying into this whole Harbinger Wars, but I think that's going to be their big crossover. Yeah. So it's got to all lead up to it eventually. Then we've got Harbinger number 8. This is last issue. We had the first appearance of Flamingo, and she sort of gets her powers in the last page and kind of sets everything on fire. She's a stripper. She's been sort of abused by her boyfriend, and suddenly she gets these pyromaniac sort of powers right after Pete and Zephyr find her, trying to ignite her powers so she can control them because they're trying to get a collection of superpowered kids to eventually fight Harada. And I imagine that's what the whole Harbinger Wars is going to be about. He's going to get his team together. Bloodshot's got a bunch of kids that he got from the basement of Project Rising Spirit or whatever. So it's been, all the Valiant stuff has been really great. I've really been enjoying it, and I'm really looking forward to them all coming to a head and meeting up and getting some of that old school Valiant craziness.
Good stuff.
And the way the continuity has always worked in their universe. So what are you looking at?
I'm going to start off with Justice League number 16. This is continuing the Throne of Atlantis storyline by Jeff Johns and Ivan Reis. This is first issue was pretty good. That's all set up. Basically, someone launches a missile or some sort at Atlantis. It kind of goes astray. Atlantis blames the surface world and launches an attack against the surface world. So who is responsible for this initial attack that set things up? We don't know. Ocean Master, who is Aquaman's brother, I believe, is basically in control of Atlantis. They feel they've been attacked, so they're retaliating. But of course, obviously, someone's behind this, so they'll figure all that out, and there will be peace, I'm sure. But pretty good stuff. I mean, this type of stuff used to happen with the Submariner all the time. Now it's happening kind of in the DC universe. Next up, Hellblazer 299. This is the second to last issue. John Constantine has been having visions and seeing portents of his death in 5 days.
Okay.
And then at the end of last issue, it was the 5th day, and somebody shoots him in the chest. All right. We've got 2 more issues to figure out whether or not A, he's going to survive being shot in the chest, and B, if he's actually going to survive this.
Well, if he doesn't die for 5 days, then man, he must be in agonizing pain if the gunshot wound doesn't kill him on day 5.
No, on the
on the 5th day, that's what happens to him.
Yeah, gotcha. The countdown to day 1. He's accepted his fate. He's actually been kind of tempting fate and doing things that should get him killed, but of course they don't because he knows that he's got exactly 5 days. So in this issue, it starts off with him in the hospital. They're trying to save him, but do they save him? The book ends next month, so
he's reincarnated in the New 52.
And he'll get reincarnated in the New 52. But again, great book. It's sad to see it go, but I'm glad that it's actually going out in style. Next up, Wolverine and the X-Men what number is this? 24. The last issue wrapped up the Frankenstein circus storyline, so I don't know what's going on here, except on the cover we've got Wolverine and Storm kissing. Inside we've got a couple other people kissing. This is, I guess...
What is this, a kissing book?
This is the kissing book. And that little brood kid, I guess they're going to try and heal him. So this is probably and it's a different artist, so it's probably one of those in-between big story arcs people make out. I mean, if I was a superhero in between, fighting different things, I'd try to make out with something.
I got time to not have to punch something. I'm making out.
Next up, we've got Winter Soldier number 14. I believe this is the last issue of Ed Brubaker's run. The Black Widow and the Winter Soldier, both former Russian agents, have been mind controlled various times over the years, and basically this other Russian secret agent has set things up so that basically he wants revenge on the Winter Soldier. He's using the Black Widow to get him. This has been kind of a complicated spy twist story.
Is the book going to continue?
The book is continuing with a different creative team. Actually, Jason Latour and Nick Klein will be continuing the book.
It's people we've never heard of.
But this is basically Ed Brubaker's goodbye to the character that he essentially brought into the Marvel Universe. So this has been a great run. 14 issues, been solid the whole time. Butch Guy's doing some great artwork. Sad to see him go. This is really Brubaker's last work for Marvel, last mainstream superhero book for a while. He's doing his creator-owned stuff, doing some TV stuff. And,
well, good for him.
Hopefully he'll be back before too long. Who knows? Next up, Uncanny Avengers number 3. This one's been a little late.
A little bit. Everything else seems like they're hammering that at us.
Yeah, we get 2 or 3 of everything else, and this one's late.
That came out before the first All New X-Men, which is only on issue 3. All New X-Men 6 came out last week.
Yeah. So, but they're finally back on track. I guess John Cassaday is being replaced by Daniel Acuna.
Okay.
Because Cassaday can't draw a monthly book, which they knew before they put him on here. But anyway, the Red Skull has Professor X's brain.
Right.
You don't need more than that. This has been a fun book. It's the X-Men and the Avengers kind of together. So yeah, we've got a Red Skull with all the telepathic powers of Professor X fighting the Avengers, X-Men combined team. Fun stuff. Great cover too. Next up, we've got Green Lantern New Guardians. This is the Rise of the Third Army. In this book, this is the Kyle Rayner book. Kyle is being trained in using the other colors of the spectrum. I think he's got all of them now. It looks like something special happens to Kyle. I'm not going to mention that here. At the end of last issue, Sade, who was the female guardian who had gone off... I think
that's pronounced Sade.
Okay. Was killed by the Third Army. And Ganthet is now decided to go take on Kyle. Okay. Which is kind of interesting because Ganthet was the one who gave Kyle his power ring and all of that.
Yeah, that's what it's spelled even different. S-A-I-D, is that the...
Yeah, S-A-Y-D, I think.
Oh, S-A-Y, okay.
So, I don't know how you pronounce it. So we're getting a little bit more backstory on Kyle every now and then.
Well, it's essentially his book, right?
This is the Kyle Rayner book. Although the other lanterns, the blue lanterns, the orange lanterns, they're all kind of in there too. Next up is Green Lantern. There's 3 Green Lantern books this week. All 3 of them shipped in the same week. This is the one with Simon Baz. Jeff Johns is writing it. At the end of last issue, we had a visit by, I don't know how you pronounce his name. It's the other, it's the BDG. It's the other like chipmunk lantern or squirrel lantern, which is a lot of fun. This has been the story of Simon Baz. How this ties into the Third Army, I'm not real sure. It seems like the Third Army is kind of peripheral to this story, other than getting Hal and Sinestro out of the way. But this is part of that. None of these third armies have really been kind of crossing over into each other. So that's kind of cool because you don't really need to read all of the Green Lantern books to get it. But also, I'm not saying how they fit together yet. Then we've got Green Lantern Corps, which is also a Third Army crossover. Simon Baz is showing up in this one. Guy Gardner lost his power ring and then decided to go and be a hero all on his own. That didn't work out so well. He got arrested because, it is illegal to do that. And also, he doesn't have a power ring, so he wasn't
Right.
particularly good at it. I mean, Batman's got billions of dollars. That's why that works for him. But it looks like that storyline is going to connect with Simon's, because he's also on Earth. And it looks like we've got some more Third Army stuff going on in here. All of these have been pretty solid books overall, though hopefully this Third Army stuff will at least connect or start panning out a little bit more. Next up, FF number 3. This is Matt Fraction and Mike Allred. This has been a fun book. Very, very different from the Fantastic Four book. This has got all the kind of zaniness you would expect from a Mike Allred book.
Mike Allred's artwork is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, this is like reading the Fantastic Four and Mad Men, kind of scrunched into one book. It's been a lot of fun. I don't really quite know what's going on in this book because it is a little bit nutty. It's got your alternate FF team, which is, who is it again? Ant-Man, She-Hulk, Ms. Thing, and Medusa. Who are watching the Earth while the
for
FF
4 days.
is off for 4 minutes.
Or 4 minutes, okay.
That went awry as the FF is off in space. So yeah, this has been a lot of fun. It kind of reminds me of the old Ecstatics book.
Yes.
That Mike Allred
better than that Ecstatics book I thought took a weird turn.
Yeah, well, this one's only 3 issues in, so who knows?
Fair enough.
It could take a weird turn too. Next up from Dark Horse Comics, we've got The Answer by Mike Norton and Dennis Hopeless. This actually, Mike Norton kind of created this character quite a while ago.
Did he?
I know there was a brief kind of digital short that was done with the character, but this is Dark Horse has picked it up, and I believe it's his first print appearance. He might have shown up at Dark Horse Presents. I'm not really sure, but I like Mike Norton a lot. Dennis Hopeless has been getting a lot of heat because he's doing those 2 books from Marvel.
Cable and the X-Force?
Cable and X-Force and Avengers Academy, which I guess is pissing a lot of people off because he's killing off characters that like 4 people like, so now all 4 of those people are mad.
And they've all got typewriters, keyboards, and the internet, and they're
all of them
piping mad!
And each of them has like 5 different screen names on every website, too. So yeah, this is a creator-owned book. I'm really curious. I know nothing about it. I did read the digital short, but it really didn't give you much. It was like 8 pages long.
It seems like Mike Norton's been getting some heat, too, since Battle Pug.
And he won an Eisner for that. He's got Revival also out this week. So, this is just another creator-owned book by Mike Norton. It's good to see him getting a variety of stuff out there, a variety of creator-owned stuff. So I wanted to give that one a shot.
Cool.
So what's your top pick?
My top pick this week is, I'm looking at Bedlam number 3. I had fallen behind a little bit there, finally got caught up, and I tell you what, I really, really like this book. The last issue saw our main character confesses to crimes that he hasn't committed. But because he wants to talk to this particular detective that he's talking to at the end of the first issue. Well, it's kind of funny to me that they're convinced that he's the killer in these other crimes, but man, it sure seems a lot like the whole Matter Red incident. And it's kind of fun, because here he is, Matter Red, and they don't know. And he's confessing to crimes he didn't do, only to go, no, I didn't actually do that. I just wanted to get in here and talk to you guys. And in the meantime, he's going through all the case files and saying, well, look, this is easy. This is connected, and this is connected. They can't see the connection because they're not crazy. He's crazy, so he sees it, and they're convinced it's him. Convinced. So it's been really, really fun. I really like this book a lot. It seemed like a lot of people, when issue 2 came out, they feel like it didn't have the same steam that it had after issue number 1. No, I don't agree. And I feel like this continues that same head of steam that picks up from number 2 and keeps going. I like it, and I really like where this thing is going. I think it's really interesting, and I don't think anyone had any clue where it was going just from having read the first issue. Really, really good stuff. Bedlam number 3. If you can still find the first 2 issues, if you haven't read them, pick them up and check this one out this week.
Good stuff.
What are you looking at?
My top pick is Young Avengers number 1. This is a new Marvel Now book. This is by Kieran Gillen and Jamie McKelvey with Mike Norton also assisting on the artwork. I was a big fan of the Alan Heinberg, Jim Chung Young Avengers. This has characters from that team, but it's also got some new characters. It's got Loki, or Kid Loki, is he's kind of been nicknamed. And Kieran Gillen wrote him in Journey into Mystery, and a lot of people really loved what he did with that book.
He did some good stuff.
I kind of fell off of that book after a while. But this team also did a book from Image a few years back called Phonogram, which was a very good kind of the club scene. It was a very youth-oriented book, a very Brit pop music, pop culture sort of book. So I think they're going to bring that sensibility here and give us a very different take on this group. So it's I don't know quite what to expect. I really I've liked some of the Marvel Now stuff quite a bit. A lot of the Avengers stuff has been pretty solid so far, and this seems like it's going to be a very, very different vibe than either any of the Avengers books or the previous Young Avengers book. So Kieran Gillen's been doing some good stuff, so if you're going to give it a shot. And Jamie McKelvey is a really solid artist. Very clean, simple style. He's done a lot of stuff for Marvel, but I think this is the first time he's been reunited with Kieran Gillen on a book. So, I really liked Phonogram a lot. I liked the Young Avengers first round a lot. So, let's give this one a try.
Right on. Well, with that, that is your Week in Geek.